Hello friends, thanks for joining me. I am working on a new design team project for Line.Arrow. Natalie has joined up in partnership with Cara Creates, and they have made a beautiful digital kit. I'm going to show that to you in just a second here. I wanted to also let you know that I'm joining an event that both of them are having on their Facebook groups, and it's a 3-week event. So I'm going to turn this book into a folio. I have never turned a little golden book into a folio before, so I'm very much looking forward to the challenge, and I am very much looking forward to sharing it with you. I will be sure to link the digital kit in my description box. This kit was made by Cara Creates and also Natalie of Line.Arrow. I'm sharing it with you here. I don't know whose pages are whose. I printed it all out at the same time, but I'm sharing all of it with you. So if you like it and you want to work with it, you can go to their Etsy shops. I'll be sure to put the links in my description box for you. Well, let's get started on the book. The first thing I'm going to do is remove the label with this heat tool that I have. And it was very easy to remove using the heat tool. It was hot, so I had to be careful, but I grabbed a hold of my pokey tool, and that helped me sort of carefully pry the label away without burning myself or hurting the label. I don't know if I'm going to end up using the label, but I wanted to take it off carefully just in case I decided to. Now, it may not work on the actual spine of the book, but it might work somewhere else. So why not take the time to do it if you can? Now I'm going to remove the staples, and I'm attempting to use my staple remover to do it, and I do end up getting them off with that, but I had to flip the book over and bend up the prongs, and then I was able to get them out with my staple remover. The book is now disassembled, so now it's time to start with the fun part, but also the challenging part. So I have to decide how I want to design this folio, and I'm thinking I definitely want to have flip outs on the front cover and the back cover. So I'm going to add a spine, a small one, to what we would consider to be the wrong side of the book for that sort of thing. But for a folio, it's not the wrong side. But if it was, keeping it as a regular book, it obviously would be the wrong side. I'm using a cereal box for creating my new spines. I have some decorative masking tape, so I'm going to go ahead and use that to attach this little spine to the book. Since I want to flip on the front cover and on the back cover, I'm going to also add a small spine to that back cover. And keep in mind, it's going on the opposite side that the real spine is going to go. Now that I have our new spines on, I'm going to go ahead and create that, let's see, how do I want to explain this? The flat part, the piece that is going to connect to the spine, but that will be able to open up and have as either more writing space or pocket area or whatever we decide to do at that time. So I'm using the cereal box again. I'm measuring it to size, and then I'll cut it with my paper cutter. Now I'm going to go ahead and attach that with more of the decorative masking tape. Okay, I want to show you what we have so far. So here's the front of the book. Then we open it up, and then this is our first flip out. Then that center will be where a signature will go. So I'll add a wider spine there. And then here's our second flip out. I'm going to decorate this before I move further because I'm afraid if I don't decorate it and I start adding more hinges with things, then it'll make it more difficult for me to decorate it later. It won't be full decorating, but you know, like we know I have to cover that. So I just have to remember that this is the front cover. This is the first spine, but there's also going to be a spine here which will be wider. So this is just the first spine for the first flip. I'm not as concerned about decorating this because I can always do that later. But this I want to do, and the inside I want to do. I was thinking what I would do, since these are the pages from the book, I'd go ahead and use these to decorate. The size should be just about right. I'll just have to trim the edges. So let's go ahead and do that. This is the front. We will open it. That's what we'll see. Okay, so we will go ahead and add the next page. So do we choose the bird or do we choose this guy? I love birds, so I'm choosing the bird. I'm marking the line with my fingernail because we know we're going to have to cut off before that line. And we can always cover where one turns into the other, you know, with lace or ribbon or something like that. But that's all details that we can deal with in the end. Alright, so here's what we've got so far. Here's the front, and then there's that spine. We'll cover that later. We have this piece of cardboard covered, and then we have this piece of cardboard covered. So now we're going to do the exact same thing to the back side. So this is the back. Remember, our actual main spine is going to be right here. This is just going to be able to open and flip up. So we're just going to go ahead and focus on covering this and this. Since I did it once, I think you guys don't need to watch me do that again. I'm just going to choose some pages to use for the cover, and I'll just glue those on. All right, we have got all of the spaces covered that need to be covered. And I also went around the edges with some additional glue just to make sure that there wouldn't be any peeling or anything like that. Then I also decided that I want to add a miniature 3-ring binder to the top of the back part of the book. I have chosen to attach it with ribbon, so I put 4 holes in the back of the original book cover because that's nice and thick. You guys know how thick these book covers are, and they don't really bend. They're nice and strong. So I did the 4 holes, and I am pushing the ribbon through the holes. This is tied on nice and sturdy, and I think this is going to be a really fun addition to the journal. Friends, this is what we've got. I am super excited about how this is coming together. I'm not going to do the main spine because I never like to do that until I'm actually finished with the journal, finished with putting all the pages and goodies inside of it that I want. So we'll do the main spine later once we know how big it's going to need to be. Appreciate you stopping by. I hope that this was a helpful video for you. Thanks for watching. See you soon.